right, y'all. We got black engineer Moses West. Okay, he has turned air into water. All right, got some strange videos in here, so stay tuned. If you like videos like this, please be sure to subscribe and hit the like button. Let's get into it.
According to the World Resources Institute's Aqueduct Water Risk Atlas, a quarter of the world's population faces an extremely high water stress each year. An additional 1 billion people are expected to be affected by the year 2050. Extremely high water stress means countries use almost all of their water. Well, retired Captain Moses A. West is founder of the Moses West Foundation. He developed technology that pulls water from the atmosphere. Moses joins me from Chicago to explain atmospheric water generation. Moses, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. You look like you got a perfect setting. We're talking about water, you in front some water. Tell me a little bit about this creation that really has just some stunning attributes to it, because people, don't realize, if we remember back, water comes in 3 forms, right? Liquid.
Let me just say, this is so dope. Like, this is life-changing, man. People in Africa, I know people in Africa don't even have water properly, right? Or clean water. Some places don't even have clean water on this planet. So this is something that we definitely need. And the government can probably be after him, but he should be cool, man. If he
solid gas, and you were taking that.
What I would say is, like, I feel like he shouldn't, post too much about it. But this is cool, right? This is dope.
And you are actually creating water. How exactly are you doing that?
Thank you for having me on the show to start with. Yeah, and also, I also like walking and talking, so this is really good for me. I just finished doing a radio show. Hey, the water in its gaseous state that we have it in the atmosphere, it's the most plentiful state. Like, here I am right now next to this waterfall in Chicago, this fountain. And Lake Michigan, the air is very humid. It's going to be 109, 110 degrees tomorrow at O'Hare and Midway airports. So that's going to mean that there's a lot of water that's going to be in the atmosphere. And so what I've done is I've created a technology that allows you to pull that moisture, to condense that moisture out of the air the same way that you take a glass in the middle of the summertime and you put that cold glass, that cold bottle of Coke on the table. You've all done it. And that bottle of Coke just continues to sweat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, with that picture that you see of the machine right there pushing that water out, that machine does that using mechanical techniques that I've created over the years to efficiently pull that moisture out of the air with a lower energy consumption than is needed to pull it out of the ground. So basically, that box that you see in that picture, you can sit it right here, and everybody in this park in Chicago could drink from that water for the next forever.
Now, this box that we are looking at, it's so...
He said you can drink from this water, from this thing, forever. So it's infinite. As long as the sun is out, that's dope. That's so dope.
I would imagine.
Absolutely. It's solar powered, but also what I did was the big box that you see, I put on there a generator. So it's got its own internal generator in case you don't have solar power. So basically, you could take that box anywhere. You could drop it where you need it in the world, and you could turn it on, and you can produce water. And we've already done that. We did it in Flint, Michigan, and we did it on the island of Vieques in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria. That box that you see, go on?
Yes, the box that we see.
Yeah, that box is supplied the 4th Ward in Flint, Michigan. I built 2 of those. One supplied the 4th Ward with all their drinking water. We allowed people who were homeless, who couldn't clean their houses, to move back to their homes because we could give them 100, 200, 300 gallons of water a day that they needed, and then the machine would make water again. And then on the island of Vieques, we ran it on solar power, and we produced enough water for 15,000 people to drink. without the need of FEMA having to ship water in to Vieques. And we did that on solar power.
And that's very important. You talked about FEMA, and when we talk about the federal government getting involved, you are really providing a huge resource, not just to places that have been struck by some type of act of nature, but when we talk about Native Americans and their inability to have access to water, there are people who have never really drunk their water from
This
their
is really
faucets.
life
They have
changing right
lived
here.
for decades on bottled water. You are coming into places like that, and you are making water accessible. And I think it's something that people take for granted, the water that we drink all day or the half a bottles of waters that
True.
we throw away. People around the world do not have it. Talk to me about what you did in Puerto Rico, for example, that allowed the community to just do better and be better because of the machine that you created.
Well, in Puerto Rico, when I got to Puerto Rico, their water system was already contaminated. The water that's on the island, they have to chlorinate it truly heavily to get it to be drinkable. I met some people, just a couple stories. I met a guy who was drinking water from a pipe that ran underneath a cemetery. He was so desperate,
Wow.
he drank the water on the other side. He got some kind of an intestinal problem, gastrointestinal problem. They had to cut him open to just to let it fester out of his body. I met Taino Indians, Native Americans, that were bleeding from their eyes, from their gums, swollen stomachs.
Wow.
And when we started to produce the water on the island, I had to explain to everybody that this water was already there because it was in the moisture and the humidity in the air that was around them. And so in Puerto Rico, we set the machine up, and basically liquid, solid, and gases, the only three ways the water comes, and we produced water for the entire island after Hurricane Maria. So the people there accepted the technology, but I had to explain to them where it was coming from because nobody believed me that it was pulling out of the air.
Right, right. And you know, it's a concept that I think people understand. Listen, I know as a black woman, we understand that there is moisture in the air and we
Yes.
protect our hairstyles. And trust me, we get that. We know when that moisture, you go down to New Orleans, you have a different hair plan than you do when you're maybe up in New Jersey or Miami. But the bottom line is that you are correct. It affects and you can pull water from the air. How much water does this machine process, let's say, over a day or over an hour? How do you break down the gallons that it processes and how fast?
1,250 gallons of water a day. That's 5,000 liters.
Wow, wow.
And as long as I'm pulling the water out of the air and people are taking it, the machine continues to fill up as you empty it. If I pull out 200 gallons of water, you sit there long enough, it'll make that 200 gallons back. So when you're removing water, it's continuously refilling the machine.
Wow.
Supply.
This is infinite water.
Along this process, you are
He done
also
found
eliminating
an infinite water glitch. That's crazy.
food deserts. Tell me how you're doing that.
That's so dope.
Say like here in a place like this in Chicago. Say you have this tree line over here. Okay, that tree line over there. Say if you're not producing any water here, we have all the water in the air. Well, if I pull the water out of the air using sunlight to produce the water, then that pure water is used to grow food. That is 100% sustainable. So you're pulling the water from the air using solar power to grow food. If you built that closed off over there, all you'd have to do is come back and just pick up the food. It's that simple.
Wow.
Greenhouse, water generator, solar panels, food. You don't even have to touch it. Just put little cameras in there and let all the kids around the United States see the plants grow.
And this water that's generated, does it have to be processed in any way once it's gathered, or you take it as is in terms of just what is the process that it goes through in order to make it usable, if there is one?
Oh, when the machine is when I deploy a machine and it's fresh, it's brand new, it's clean, all the filters are clean, I can drink the water directly off the coil. But going by federal guidelines, as you can see, everything is green. Everything is green because I make equipment for the military. So the military has this technology in use. So it goes just through basic carbon filtration. And then you can control the pH of the water by how much carbon filtration you add or subtract. You can add ozone emitters to ozone transmitters to the water system. You can add chlorinators. You can tailor the water to what you would like to have it. Because what you're doing is you're taking water from its purest source as you make it, so you can do with it what you want.
You know, I think we really have to
We don't got
acknowledge
ads over here.
just the fact that you came up with this. What is your background, and when did this come to you that this was something that you should take on, and then how did you actually carry out this idea from beginning to what we're seeing on the screen right now?
Well, it started out as a kid growing up in Texas. We called it the land of 1,000 springs. So when I was a little kid, we could actually we could actually drink water as it came out of the ground. We could jump into creeks and we could swim. We could go fishing. So that's what I grew up with. And then in the military, I was stationed in places where we wouldn't get supplied with water sometimes. And then once in Saudi Arabia, it was so hot that I was like, if we don't get a water supply, I'm going to jump in this helicopter and I'm going to fly someplace where there is some water because we're not going to survive. It was 150 degrees.
Ooh, 150.
Then I lived in Australia for
Whew.
11 years. In Australia, they have a
Hot.
thing called toilet to
Too
tap.
hot.
I got back one year to, I was always coming back and forth to the States. And then I got to Australia one time and we were drinking water from water that had just been filtered and turned around from the toilet back to the tap. And then I saw what the drought had done to the country. I saw acres and acres of dead trees because the salt water had creeped back into the ground from the ocean because they pulled up so much fresh water. And seeing all these things, all these different situations around the world with the degradation of pure water, the degradation of our groundwater, and knowing that the atmosphere was full of water because we're always living in this humidity,
Right.
I decided that,
This
I
dude
saw
is
this
really
little
smart.
machine in Hawaii,
Right.
and I said, if someone can make a little machine, I could definitely make a big one.
And that you did. I want to go to our panel. I'm sure that they're as intrigued as I am. Let me start with you, Randy. What question do you have for really this professor of water, if you will?
I just first have to express how much in awe I am of you, Mr. West. This is incredible what you've created. I'm thinking that my grandchildren will be reading about you in science class when we talk about inventors one day.
Right.
So
This is
thank you for
cool.
your contribution to this entire world. So how do you connect with communities? This water shortage is already evidencing itself in many areas. You mentioned Flint, Michigan. I think about what recently just happened in Jackson, Mississippi. How do communities get in touch with you to have the solution available to them?
Well, when I first started out doing this, as anything in the United States, when you have a really good idea, people are sometimes here in this country are going to try to take what you have. And I've went through that. But what I've always tried to do is I've always tried to connect with just making sure that the average man and woman on the street understands what this technology is and how it works. And so that groundswell of grassroots connections that I've made over the past 10 years is risen up and gotten to the highest levels to get you to NBC, ABC, and CBS and CNN and the Washington Post just by doing humanitarian work. So mainly that's how, and through my foundation, the Moses West Foundation, donations came through there, got me to Puerto Rico, got me to Flint, got me to Jackson, Mississippi, and helps me to educate people about this technology.
Dr. Brown, question for Moses.
Yeah, Moses. I want to say how incredible this is. I think that your name is Moses, like the Bible, but it's more like a modern day Noah as an engineer. Except for instead of an ark, you built a machine that creates water out of thin air. I think that's incredible. I mean, my question is, when is your next invention going to turn that water into wine?
Turn it into wine?
You can already do that.
Come on, man. What?
You can already make alcohol with it.
For real?
Nice.
He's a step ahead of you.
There you go. Well, all jokes aside, I think that you and your generator are important for Black people specifically. because of the positive impact that that you've had in your technology. Looking at places that you affected, like Flint and like Jackson, Mississippi, this is huge. My question is, I'm sure when you first started to create this, right, seeing the small version and having the creativity and sort of the imagination to make a large version of this type of technology, I'm sure you had some people that were very skeptical. Can you talk about some of that skepticism that people might have had as you were going through the process?
I've had some PhDs come up to me and say, hey, if you run this machine, it's going to change the entire environment of the world. Oh my goodness. There's no way you can take all the humidity off of Lake Michigan, off of the Pacific Ocean,
Right.
making trillions of gallons of water,
See?
considering from the
So
surface.
it's always that one person that want to doubt you. Nah, man, just keep going.
The
Look at him, man. They
technology,
made some free
it is
water
nothing, that's
out
called a
of air.
troposphere. And it's nothing but a water superhighway.
Right.
The hotter the planet gets, what happens? The more water evaporates. And water, guess what? H2O is a greenhouse gas. So the hotter the planet gets, the more water that's in the atmosphere, the better these machines work. So that's one of the blowbacks that I got, was people thinking that it was going to take too much water. The other blowback I got was people said this machine wouldn't
Excuse
work.
me.
So if you look at every machine that I build, there's windows on the machines. Do you know why? So
What?
people can look inside that window and see the water being made, because some people said, oh, you just filled it up with water.
Wow. Wow. Talk about the skeptics. Oh, wow.
So I have to put windows on the machines, and the only thing the Marines told me to do, says, Moses, the next time you build machines for us, make bigger windows so we can have more Marines look at it at one time.
Yeah, and hey, listen, that's an exciting field trip for a lot of kids to see that water being made, I would imagine, too. Jesse, your question.
Mr. West, I just wanted to say, first of all, you're a genius, and I'm sure you already know that. But if you haven't heard it already, I just wanted to make sure you know. I'm curious, given the fact that there are so many corporate entities or whatnot who are involved in water, I'm curious as to some of the blowback that you've gotten from some of the people who may not necessarily want you to bring what you're doing into the community, and how have you handled
True.
it, and what ways can we
You
help?
know what they do to people that be doing stuff like this? They do not like that. They want to be in control. They don't want the people in control at all. They don't want that.
You circumnavigate those
Nope.
situations?
No blowback. The only blowback I've gotten is from people trying to steal it from me, former business partners, that kind of blowback. That's it. But so far, it's like corporations, none at all. Working closely with the United States military on the technology, if they tell me that there's something they want me to do in the way of the design of the machine, I can definitely do that. I can change that design up for them, add to it, subtract to it, make it a different size, make it harder. So with me and this technology so far, it's just been very positive, because one, I think no one thought I would ever succeed at it. That's one thing. They thought I would just kind of be a flash in the pan and go away. And so I've been at it for 10 years, and here I am, and my biggest customer is the United States military.
Moses,
That's
how
dope.
long from the beginning? You said 10 years. Now it's out there. But when did your first working product hit the market? And what did it take to get venture capitalists to buy into your idea?
Well, the first venture capitalist that bought into my idea actually tried to take my company from me. So I stayed away from venture capital, and I did it all with the profit from what I made within my company. And then I did things philanthropically with the Moses West Foundation, strictly on donations from people, to get that machine to Puerto Rico and stay there. The only reason I had to come home from Puerto Rico is because the FEMA director told me, he said, Moses, you got to be alive to create more work. Because I was working every day, 7 days a week, 12, 15 hours a day. And so the technology so far, progressing it the way that I've done it all on my own. But right now, I've just now brought on a managing director, and we're taking orders.
Shout out to him, man. He went to work, did what we had to do, you know, go home, wherever he went to make and build something like this. Like, ain't nobody doing this, man. Like,
And right now,
he
for
a
these
goat.
large machines that you see right there, for
What a goat.
2024, we're building some right now. We're building a few for Peru.
Wow.
We're building two for Maui, to go to Hawaii for the situation that they just had there, to make sure that the Native Americans can stay on their lands. And we're also working with the Native American Council here in the United States to build some machines for the Native American homelands here as well.
Moses, you mentioned Flint, Michigan earlier. You know, we don't see that in the headlines a lot. I'm sure that you're close to the pulse of things there. What is the situation there with their water, and where did you factor into that?
Well, when we were in the 4th Ward in Flint, Michigan, the people would donate water to Flint. And so when the water donations came in, people would announce where those were, and people would go show up to get the water. And there would be a line of cars a mile long. It would get a few cases of water. The water would run out, then everybody would be left out. But after we were there long enough and people understood that we were never running out of water and they didn't have to take 20 or 30 gallons of water home with them, they said, well, can I just come here and get 2 or 3 gallons? I said, take as many gallon water jugs as you want. Every time you need water, just walk over here to the machine, fill it up. Let me show you how to do it. Take ownership of the machine. I'll be here to help you if you need it. So I sat there in my chair, and then sometimes the sister tour would sit there. Latoya Ruby Frazier came out, took pictures, and she did a whole, put it in a book, Flint in 3 acts. So Moses is actually the 3rd act in her book. And then, so it was an easy process to get the machine incorporated into the community by giving the community ownership of the technology. And so it was, there was no need for water in the 4th Ward.
Wow, wow. Moses West, I want to thank you so much for being with us today, and not only just telling us about what you've been doing, but really teaching us in the process, the same way that you taught those people in Flint, Michigan. You're not just history in the making, you have already made history, and I thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much. Good to see you too.
Thank you.
Shout out to Moses, man. All right, to end off the video, we're gonna look at some daily dose. Pretty sure everybody know about them, but let's look at it with me.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. Some type of military object washed up on a California beach, and these government workers don't want us to see it.
No, you can't do that.
Yes, I can.
Alright.
It's a public beach, dude.
I remember this.
Come on, man.
It's a public beach!
I understand it's a public beach and I can't stop you, but now I have to explain it to my boss.
What, that I'm taking a video?
Like, what are they
His
hiding?
dad was teaching his son how to drive.
Uh-oh. Don't crash. Oh, he about to crash. So what?
Slow down, break.
Slow down. Okay.
What were you doing?
How is something like this even humanly possible?
Whoa. Surprised he didn't break no finger.
You have a silver tooth.
Wow.
My daddy has a gold tooth. Wow, gold tooth? My dad has a gold tooth. Look, my dad has diabetes.
Wow. That was messed up. This is why my dad got diabetes. Whoa.
This hippo chased down a boat and broke its motor.
Dang, I didn't know hippos was that big. Oh, nah. Oh, man, you should not have been messing with that hippo. I don't know what you did, but he was mad. Oh, my goodness. Look at all that.
A few days ago, a tornado destroyed a building in Nebraska, and somehow there were no serious injuries.
Man, I sure love my
Look.
2015 Nissan Armada, you know. It's got such amenities as, you know, the sunglass holder, and the sunglass holder, and the sunglass holder, and the sunglass holder, and the sunglasses holder.
Hey, at least you got a car, my boy.
One of my subscribers took compressed air and shoved it into their faucet and found out that it freezes the water.
I did not know that. I never knew that. You learn something new every day.
That is the end of this video. Hopefully I made your day just a little better. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Later.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon.
Oh, they hit me with an ad.
Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
They hit me with an ad.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. This is probably the most talented person you'll see today.
How is he drinking stuff underwater?
Come here, you want a treat? You want a treat? Come here.
This mom finally had enough of her kid's water gun.
No, no, no.
Hey guys, it's really hot outside. Do you think you could? I need some air. I need air. Yeah.
Some police departments will have their officers train in some intense driving courses.
Whoa. Oh, he's a driver. He's a driver. You know how to drift too.
This is what it looks like when hair grows over a tattoo.
That's kind of far. Well, that's kind of far. It's really flexible. Oh, okay.
One of my subscribers
jump
recorded
right over
the
the
weirdest
gate.
multi-rainbow I've ever seen.
I would have did the same thing.
There is like 2 1/4, 3-ish rainbows going on here. Look at that! Holy.
The US government will sometimes drop fish from planes in order to help fish population numbers in lakes located in remote mountain regions.
How did the fish get in there?
3, 2, 1. Jeez.
For some reason, the hand dryer in this bathroom turns on every time he opens the door.
Is he chasing the... Was he racing with the fish? What?
Never mind, I think this is actually the most talented person you'll see today.
I do not understand how he's doing this.
This fish somehow found a
I
pacifier.
would fail. How do you get a pass?
That is the end of this video, or we hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Fluidio is a software solution that brings all of the pieces of your moving fleet into one
ads.
centralized
Don't
dashboard.
Come on, bro. Get out of here.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet.
Wow. That's tough. I don't think she knew that was going to happen at all.
Hello guys, welcome to my vlog. Alright, check that.
Oh! Someone put these flyers up all over New York City, and it worked. Over 1,000 people showed up to watch a man eat a jar of cheese balls.
Eat those balls! Eat those balls! Eat those balls!
Really? Everybody came to watch me.
A few days ago, Nebraska had some crazy tornadoes.
That don't even look like a
I can't believe
tornado,
he
it
did
just look
this
a lot
right
of
next to a
wind.
real baby.
Wow.
For some reason, the tanker in this truck suddenly imploded. I have never seen a referee pull off a move like this. I think this is the only cat that hates catnip.
Why did he do that, man? Uh-oh.
Jay!
This mom thought of a genius way to get her baby to eat carrots.
Want some taco? So yummy. Yeah. You want more?
Pretty smart. That would definitely work. Oh.
I just made a cup of tea for myself. The whole floor is wet. I just picked up my cup of tea and the bottom stayed.
Some countries in Europe have a place for buses to turn around.
Dang. What year they living in? Nah, let me stop. That's crazy though.
That is the end of this video. We hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Is
Later.
that a turtle?
To get started in
Stretching
data
on the
analytics, you don't
rock?
need previous experience or a degree. The Google Data Analytics Certificate.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. I think bees are trying to talk to us.
เนี่ยเล่นเวฟครับ
That is crazy.
ดูเอานะครับเผื่อ
I've
มี
seen this
เลข
video
เผื่อ
already,
ใครมี
but
โชค
this
นะครับ
shit's so dope.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. The waves of the ocean are making these rocks sound like they're breathing.
What?
Tell me. What do you know? Oh. That's fake. That's fake. But what are we updating on your phone? I'm confused.
Well, we're eliminating people.
Why?
They're dead.
What?
Grandpa?
I mean,
That
Jesus
is so
Christ,
crazy.
how can I call them if they're dead?
Scientists
Wow.
found a beetle that can survive being eaten by frogs. The beetle has a 90% chance of surviving the encounter. When the beetle is consumed, the beetle will crawl out the other side after a few minutes.
Ugh. I mean, ugh. So there's no point in him eating the beetle.
Arch, come here, come on.
This wife told her husband to look at the pregnancy test she placed on the table.
What? Justin!
Idiot. Goodbye.
This is how quickly marathon swimmers have a meal before getting back to work. And watch how quickly he drinks the entire bottle.
Woo, that is dangerous.
This guy was stuck in traffic, so he started throwing out the garbage from his car into the road. The trucker behind him noticed and got out to clean the mess. When the guy in the car saw this, he immediately drove away. Here's a really cool trick you can do with your phone.
Иди работай, Боря. Борька, выползай. Иди. Боря, пошел.
Не хочу.
Да не бойся, он электронный. Хочешь погладь его, смотри, ему нравится. Погладь, видишь, нравится ему, уполз. Нет, не выполз. Этой рукой накрой телефон вот так сверху.
Мамочка.
This poor little buddy doesn't have a single thought in his head. I found a company that can make paper without cutting down trees. This company takes the leaves that fall off trees every year and turns them into paper.
Pretty dope. But it's not white paper. But it's still paper. That sun messing him up. That's what it is.
This is called a gyro cutter, and it can cut through paper in any direction.
What?
It's also strong enough to cut through jeans. These people try to record themselves at the beach when they were interrupted.
You're with me. I can't say it, babe. I can't. You're me.
These scientists wanted to show what happens when you run more electricity through a wire than it's capable of handling.
2, 1.
What? And
this guy looked up and managed to capture this super lucky event. He was able to see the International Space Station and the Starlink satellites right next to each other in the night sky.
And at the same time, the Starlink satellite. Haha, jackpot.
This bear was super happy to find a swing. That is the end of this video. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
This bear is really swinging.
My new book, Keyboard Rich.
I'm gonna go ahead. Alright, y'all, that is gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed that video right there. As you know, we're gonna just keep these videos coming each and every day. Alright, if y'all like videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, man. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers. But with all that being said, I'm sending peace, abundance, prosperity, and good health away. And make sure you take care of yourself, alright? And if the weather is good where you at today, get outside. Alright, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.